Just FYI, guys, if your name's Jalen and you play football, again, it's just not going to really go well for you. I mean, if you decide to crash out in the middle of the game, you will get thrown out, even if you got rage baited. It's just that simple. Again, just if you're Jalen, if you're Jamar, I mean, you might not be able to play the next game, but again, hey, at least you're there for a blowout. That's what I'll say there. But yeah, guys, play the day. I mean, the game wasn't good, but I mean, at least we got this out of it.
Like Zabel, because he's about as good as a young lineman we've seen in years.
Here's the fade, looking downfield for Smith and Jigba, who plucked it with one hand.
Against Darius Williams outside, and
Winston fires. It's Evan Williams with the interception. First time, it is Shedeur Sanders. Pressure's coming. Sanders fires, and it's broken up by Roquan Smith. And this one will come to an end.
Can be Connor Hayward, the tush push. And he looked like it. And it's caught here by Fant. Quickly on him. That goes the a second turnover touchdown by the Eagles.
But don't do it.
Here's Nix on 2nd and 8. One for a big throw. And it's caught by Franklin. And the Broncos are set up now to win the game. He's already made 4 today. Lutz in the touch. And the Broncos have won it. Drilled on the play. So Gene's territory will join us. And Gene, you can see right here.
On him? Did you spit on him?
I ain't never opened my mouth to that guy.
What do you think prompted the reaction from him?
I got this! I got this! I got this!
Williams this time.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say
there. Field goal beats you at this point. They are going to look to throw. Stafford throws incomplete, and the clock is dead at 1:50. They drop off. Shaheed watches it bounce inside the 5 and out of bounds inside the 1. Ethan Evans. There's no way he's ever made a better
cushion here. If you're the Rams, it's got to be catch, get down, throw it.
Boy, got to hurry. Shaheed's got it with 1 second, and they give him the timeout. The Seahawks will go as far as Jason Myers' leg can take him. From 61, does he have enough? Is wide right, and the Rams hang on. Oh shit, not good.
Welcome to the NFL Madrid game, presented by NetApp.
Demonstrating his offense going for it.
The fake to Rodriguez, and a first down completion. Out to midfield, and this attempt is from 51 yards from the left hash, Matt Gay. And his kick is no good. New set of downs for the Commanders. Pass is caught, taken inside the 15, the 10, all the way to the end zone. Deebo Samuel. Tagovailoa looking. He throws, and it's broken up. 10th play of the drive for the Dolphins. This is Gordon. He's in. Mariota on 3rd down and 9. Picks up the first. It's still going. Marcus Mariota inside the 20. And finally,
Right there, going in motion.
4th and goal. Mariota's pass is incomplete. Ball loose. Now the Dolphins say they have it. 4th and goal from the 1. There's Gordon.
Nope.
Stopped. There. So here's Matt Gay from 56 yards out. It is no good.
Anders man now.
Mariota pumps throws, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Jack Jones from the left hash. It is straight through.
with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fun NFL. Please like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed all the games that went on Sundays. We have 13 to get through. I will try to go as quickly and as swift as I can. Also trying to get the things you guys need to know across. As y'all know, I'm not going to get into the things about the playoff picture just yet. We have a couple weeks. I promise you guys by Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving, I'll whip that thing out. So you'll see that playoff picture by then. But until then, we will be looking at the standings and stuff. As y'all knew, again, the last international game did take place yesterday as the Dolphins were able to take care of the Commanders. While not easily, in OT, 16-13 as a Jack Jones pick off of Marcus Mariota was what sealed it. Again, I mean, the Jason Sanders field goal did. But second straight year, the last international game last year was in Munich. I think it was the Giants and Panthers. That was a tank bowl. But this was supposed to be a tank bowl too. But we'll get to why it might not have been in a little bit. But yeah, again, second straight year, the last international game ended on a game-winning kick. But for the Dolphins, also an OT. They moved to 4-7. Have now won back-to-back games for the first time since week 16 and 17, something like that last year. But other than that, they have their bye week coming up, which will be very interesting for them. Commanders, same thing, they're on their bye week. But they have the longest losing streak in football at 6 in a row. On top of all of that, for the Commanders, yeah, this is not looking out for them. I mean, guys, again, I had a lot of things to say, but it came down to the fact they should have won this game because, again, you look at the yardage-wise, they did outgain the Dolphins by a pretty decent amount. Again, in terms of first downs, too, they won that, too. But, again, they had, like, 80 more yards. But, again, we look at this team. Biggest things I had down, over 3 in the red zone. That was huge. Again, they didn't freaking get in the end zone other than that Deebo Samuel 20-yarder. Again, on like a freaking screen pass, which, again, is what he should be doing in the first place. Also, several self-inflicting wounds. Again, you saw the result of this game. That's what happened. Again, the pick from Marcus Mariota, again, that really was like the last thing that really, again, hurt them big time. But on that, again, Chris Rodriguez had a good game. I want to say that. But, yeah, also, there was one play, again, I know it was very, again, something that will get swept under the rug, but that PI call on Jack Jones, who can obviously the game-winning pick, on Deebo Samuel, that was ridiculous. I mean, there was one, I think, in the Lions game, too, that was really bad. But, I mean, this one was worse because Marcus Mariota threw it 15 feet over Deebo Samuel's head. That was just a really bad call. Again, it just got with me. Again, it was one play. I'm not going to, like, obviously go crazy on that, but I just wanted to mention that. O-line created great holes in pistol. Yeah, again, from Chris Rodriguez, he had a lot of nice runs out of those looks, and I think that is something they can continue to build on. Yeah, Mariota did have a 44-yard run as well in this game. That was pretty fun, cool. Yeah, very good with yak yardage for Deebo. He had his 20-yard touchdown. Most of his this offense was created off of that. Other than that, though, Zach Ertz, he did make some big mistakes. He slipped on that fourth down play in the red zone. That, again, really at the goal line. That was really tough there. And he also missed some blocks and stuff like that. Yeah, Wagner and Luvu, the two linebackers, again, not starter linebackers, just two key players in this defense. Yeah, weren't right against the run, the run movements. I don't think it was the end of the world. Again, they obviously definitely paid for it in some instances, but there were definitely some plays I think they got lucky on. Good blitzes overall from this team as well. That was something I wanted to mention. Definitely a positive for them. Sanders still was electric in the slot. He had a very, very good game. But other than that, guys for the Commanders, those self-inflicting wounds were what lost them in this game. If those did not occur, or they didn't have that happen, they probably would have won this game, considering they were mostly outplaying the Dolphins in this game. Other than that, though, move over to the Dolphins. This, again, like I said, is their first win streak in a little bit now. Also, their first win this scoring when scoring under 20 points. They were 0-3 in those games, which they all were blowouts as well in some ways. I mean, the Ravens game wasn't technically a blowout if you really watched it, but still. For the Dolphins in this game, finally, we're able to do that. 2 out of turnover-free game for the first time in what feels like forever. Had 171 yards as well on 14 of 20, so he was very conservative, but it did work out for him at the end of the day. Other than that, though, Adrian was great. Tackles at the edge perfectly. Yeah, again, honestly, I think that is something that is going to continue to get better throughout the entire season. I want to see more consistency with that, but there are definitely some really good runs from A-Chain where he basically had the biggest hole off the edge that he could have thought of. Only 6 pass catchers as well. I think that was a little bit more the fact they don't really have many guys that are very competent. Malik Washington, a guy who hasn't really gotten a ton of usage so far in his career, had one of his better games of his career. Joe Waddle, again, fantasy bust for me this week. Again, obviously, A-Chain got used, and then, you know, they don't really have a tight end. So, I mean, guys, 6 guys getting targeted is a little bit weird. I mean, again, you're usually used to seeing Mike McDaniel at least try to get other guys the ball, but I mean, do your thing, I guess. Yeah, 20 tackles doesn't happen too often for Jordan Brooks. Yeah, when I see 20 tackles, it just doesn't happen very often. So for Jordan Brooks, good for him. He also didn't miss a tackle. He might have missed one if I'm right there on the film. But anyway, Tyler Dotson had his best game of the season as well with 11 tackles and a sack. It was very good. But overall for the Dolphins, they, as you guys can see, they just didn't turn over the ball. They didn't have any big self-inflicting wounds. That was the reason they won this game. They have a very good shot to do some stuff at the bye. Again, they could be 6-7. You know, before they play the Steelers in that Monday nighter in a couple weeks. Not a couple weeks. It's like the holidays when I think that happens. But anyway, before we approach there, that's all I got for here. And then this next game was definitely had a lot going on with it.
From
From Pittsburgh, CBS Sports presents the National Football League. Today, it's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Coming off the bye, pitch out, 2nd and 7-1. Sports 3, cuts into the secondary. And now it's a foot race. And they some playmakers. 2nd and 8, Gainwell the back. And he gets the call. A foot race here with the rookie Carter. Touchdown. Goes to the air. And time. Flag, as you see, and to the side. Caught by Higgins. He's in right now. With Gainwell again out of the backfield. Jones the block at the left tackle. The muscular tight end. Running left shot. And Flacco with the 1st and 10. Brown gets the call. Big hole opened up by Mims. He's into the secondary. They can't even tear him down. Sample the block. It's intercepted. You can't kiss him goodbye. Hey, yo. Nice one-handed snare. Got a block on the play from McCormick. Swerving inside the 10.
The next 3 would be Baltimore twice.
2nd goal. Breaks the tackle right there of Burks and goes in for 6. To the air, 4th and 1. And Pierre got it, but was he in bounds on the pit? No, on the chalk.
In the midst of the second spinning suspension of the season, technically, I mean, Jalen Carter didn't get suspended. Jalen Ramsey did. He got tossed. I mean, both of them got tossed. But Jamar Chase got suspended for 1 game. He will not be playing against the Patriots next week. Obviously, no, I'm joking, because obviously the Patriots are happy about that. But still, I mean, guys, D1 rage bait right there from Jamar Chase getting Jalen Ramsey tossed out of the game. But guys, and again, we look at sports like hockey, I guess soccer, not really, because they don't really do that, I'm be honest with you. But hockey, again, you got usually the guy who retaliates gets tossed in the box for 5 minutes, not the guy who instigates. I mean, most of the time that is. So again, saw that right here. But anyway, that didn't really matter. The game was kind of uncompetitive in the 4th quarter. Again, we'll get to that in a little bit. But still, again, the Jamar Chase situation with Jalen Ramsey was what headlined. Aaron Rodgers broke his left wrist or something like that. I don't know. It's not good. But again, they'll probably figure that out. I mean, again, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer can figure it out until then. Bengals though fall to 3-7. It's their worst 10-game stretch 10-game start since 2020. That season, they of course went 4-11-1 most of the season without Joe Burrow, similar to this one. But again, this is a Bengals team that is very uncompetitive. And despite their defense only giving 20 points, they weren't able to figure this one out. For the Steelers, though, they moved to 6-4, and they will be going to Chicago next week for a game that could be very, very weird. I don't know. We'll look at it when we need to. But the Bengals have the Patriots at home next week, and that will probably be a blowout. But anyway, for the Bengals, Joe Flacco had by far and away his worst game as a Brown so far. I mean, not Brown. I mean, he was bad with the Browns, but yeah, with the Bengals, again, he'll probably be on the freaking Steelers by all we know next week. Who knows? Obviously not, but still, the pick 6 was abysmal. I mean, that was really more of the fact they couldn't get Kyle freaking Duggar on the ground, who runs like a 4.6 40. He's faster than that. I'm not trying to like flame him, but still, he was absolutely atrocious over the middle. Other than that T Higgins touchdown, really didn't make him any good throws. Jamar Chase got absolutely locked up. We'll get to that in a minute, but still, Joe Flacco was absolutely awful in this game overall. He could not find his open receivers, and I mean, there's really, again, just the Steelers defense just did not give him anything he wanted to. Alright, and just encompassing for this defense, other than the last die, this defense played their best game in weeks, even if, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was out there. But again, the reason I said those last couple drives, because, I mean, the floodgates opened, guys. I mean, yeah, the Steelers had 2 defensive touchdowns, but, like, Kenneth Gainwell just ran all over them. I mean, it was not good out there. Everyone's like, oh, the defense, they lost them the game. Guys, this game should have been a 40-0 game, to be honest with you guys. The Steelers, again, the Bengals, oh my, offensively, they were atrocious. There's no other way to put it there. Yeah, Jamar got locked up and rage baited. Yeah, I mean, bro, he absolutely Jalen Ramsey, bro. That was, oh my god. Again, Jalen Ramsey got him all mad in the first place, but then the fact that Jamar's flipped that was just hilarious, bro. Again, you're used to seeing the opposite there. But whatever, though. They're now on a 3-game losing streak. Again, also, we already talked about the 2020 thing. Chase Brown produced, finally showed his advanced vision. Again, he was very, very good in this game. Obviously, he's had one really explosive run that kind of skewed the stats, but this is good. What we need to see out of a guy who, again, should have been one of the better backs this season, again, has not played out the way that you would have liked. Whole line struggled to maintain as well. That's just encompassing their just overall protection and run blocking. I think they did a decent job for some plays on Chase Brown, but it was more Chase Brown just doing what he was supposed to. Yeah, and they're in jeopardy of their first losing season since 2020. So, yes, they missed the playoffs the past 2 seasons, but they actually have had winning records the past few years. There was a very good chance that is not the case this season. Miles Murphy had his by far the best of his career game. He was absolutely phenomenal in this game. He stopped the run multiple times. He was very, very good in terms of his pass rush moves. He made many, many good choices there. And again, on film, he was winning very fast off of power, which is something he needs to establish going forward. Safeties were disciplined. Couldn't tackle in the fourth quarter, though. That was the biggest thing there. Anyway, though, other than the linebackers kind of struggling at times for the Bengals, that's all I got for them. Steelers, obviously, Rodgers breaking his hand is a very big concern. I love Mason Rudolph. I don't think he's a very good quarterback, but still, he's, again, Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback. We all know that. But anyway, running game was, again, other than Kenneth Gainwell not really being a good runner, he had 7 catches and 81 yards and 2 touchdowns as a receiver, so who really cares? They ran the ball pretty effectively with Jalen Warren, which at the end of the day is what you need out of him. But yeah, is this team, if this team's fun to do something, yeah, obviously. Also, it's the first time since 2023 when they played the Browns in Week 2. It was a division game, obviously. That was on Monday night, if I'm not mistaken, that they've had 2 defensive touchdowns. Again, it's very rare you see that from a team in general, so the fact they've done it, again, 2 times pretty recently is pretty crazy. Yeah, most dominant quarter of the season in that fourth quarter. They closed that game out very, very, very quickly. That was pretty impressive. Warren had some great juice on certain looks. Yeah, again, the big run he had early was very interesting, but we'll see how that continues. Gainwell blew the game open several times. Again, I'm not trying to get anything crazy there, but again, 2 touchdowns out of a running back, again, as a receiver, both of them pretty explosive, are not very common. Darnell Washington also is their most functional tight end right now. I mean, I don't love him, but again, he's really the only guy that can flat out block consistently. Pat Freiermuth, I think, was pretty effective, but still, he's obviously not going to be doing what Darnell Washington was doing in this game. But other than that, yeah, Queen had some, played well for the, again, since the Thursday night game. He was bad against the Bengals that week, but again, at least he's been good, including this game since. And also, they're 6-4 or better the last 3 seasons, which is pretty crazy. But outside of that, guys, I mean, guys, this is one of, again, very impressive defensive performance. Again, they did have, again, decent output in terms of offensive yardage, but just not really to what you might have wanted overall. But again, the 2 turnovers by the Bengals, both leading to scores, were what kind of, again, put this game away from the Steelers. Dominant score victory for them. That's all I got from this one. Let's get to our next one, which was also pretty lopsided.
Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida. We got a big one between the Jaguars and the LA Chargers. Onto the field on 1st and goal. Should be the final play of the quarter. Tootin is in for the Jacksonville touchdown. Jags begin here at the 33. Lawrence from the gun, protected, slinging it, and that one wasn't picked. On the sideline, Dante Jackson. Tackled by linebackers or safeties. Wildcat, Etienne takes the direct snap. Etienne bangs his way in. That is this thing in. 1st and goal. Lawrence in. Touchdown. Key play action from Jacksonville. Fake the pitch to the end zone. Tim Patrick. Chargers at left tackle. Coming in for Penny. Herbert is picked. When you put pressure, Etienne blockers. That's a 1st down run. Touchdown. And he's nearly set. Lance somehow keeps his balance and fires and completes. What a play.
All right, guys. I don't want to say this, but the score kind of tells you what happened. I mean, that's usually what happens, but like, there's really nothing else even to say in that sense. This game went as you might have expect the score to at least tell you. As the Jags stun the Jags. There we go. The Jags stun the Chargers on here at home in a just absolutely dominating fashion to move on to 6-4. Again, kind of, at least for the moment, gets them out of a little rut they've been in as they've lost, what was it now, 3 out of their last 4. This is a huge win for them, though. Next week will be another huge game as they will be playing the Cardinals in Glendale. No, they should win that one, too. But for the Chargers, they follow 7-4 going to their bye week. They have probably the most brutal schedule off the bye. Again, as Thanksgiving doesn't really, Thanksgiving weekend isn't really the most kind to them. But other than that, for the Chargers, I mean, guys, this is going to be a rough stretch for them if they don't figure things out here. Because, again, this was one of their worst performances of the season. Then they were on a 3-game winning streak against some pretty cupcake teams. I mean, again, not the Steelers, but I mean, the Steelers were so bad offensively last week. Maybe it was a cupcake for them. But the Chargers, that was pathetic. For them, though, I got some takeaways. Again, my takeaway notebook kind of ran out of paper, which, again, is pretty weird. But, yeah. So, anyway, for the Chargers, yeah, honestly, this is like encompassing how Justin Herbert's game went. They have to prioritize pass protection over the ceiling of this offense because they ain't going to do crap in the playoffs or anything if Justin Herbert gets injured. I think that's fair. There's no ceiling if I can't even think of a saying. I'm not going to say that. Basically, if the Chargers think about how is this offense going to be successful and explosive, Justin Herbert's pass protection will not be a part of that. It's that simple. They got to put that as a priority because if it doesn't happen, they will be losing him pretty soon because he's got hit too many times. Some point, there's going to be a straw on the camel's back. We all know about that. Also, it's their first loss this season versus a team over 500 on the road, which I think is pretty weird, but I mean, I guess that's how it's worked out. Get rid of that, though. I love Trey Lance. That was an amazing throw he made. This is definitely their worst game of the season. Receivers got zero separation. Yeah. Lionel Conk, who was absolutely atrocious in this game. He might have ran one good route. Keenan Allen, I guess, had some numbers, but I didn't really see him out there. Orlando Gatson was awful. I mean, he maybe had also one good route this entire game. Again, Trey Harris didn't get open. Again, Quentin Johnson sucked. I mean, what else do you want me to tell you guys? Linebackers and safeties failed to react, plus collapse on inside zone concepts. That is part of the reason the Jags had so much success on first down. They just got all the yardage they wanted because a guy like Denzel Perryman was not reacting well. Dan Henley had other responsibilities, but I'm not going to still take it away from him. He has to be at least somewhat responsible against the run. Other than that, though, no juice, plus they forced no turnovers. This defense just did not have it in this game. I don't think it was, again, the most challenging performance for them because of the fact they weren't going against the most prolific receiving attack. And the fact that, again, they still couldn't really muster up anything was a big, big problem. Also, last time scoring fewer than a touchdown since week 13 when they were in New England, which they somehow won back in 2023. Again, that was a 6-0 game. That's so bad. But anyway, for the Jags, this was not a great performance by Trevor Lawrence, but who really cares? He didn't lose them the game. The interception was pretty funny, but, I mean, he kind of just did his thing. I'm not going to go, the stat line doesn't tell you. I mean, he was just managing this game, guys. Let's call it as it is. This defense did show their talent, though, in this game. They really didn't give any sort of anything up. I mean, that just sounds very broken grammar, but that's kind of how it went, guys. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Like, Foyesay Oluokun, he just literally wrapped up every single time he was forced to make a tackle or even a play. Josh Allen got a lot of pressure. I mean, I think they had at least 15 pressures in the second quarter. It was a show out there. But, yeah, this was, defensively, this was something to watch. Yeah, second best 10-game record since, again, for a first-year head coach in Jags history. I think it was, Doug Marrone back in 2017 when the Saxonville, all that stuff. That year, I think they were 7-3 when they started. That's how they started. Tune Etienne dynamic is interesting. I think Travis Etienne Jr. is a much more talented back. But Bashard Tutin's still faster. I mean, he just is faster. So we'll see how that, again, develops. But, again, a little bit of blah, but Travis Etienne should not be, again, sharing the workload the rest of the season like this, to be honest with you guys. But we'll see how it, again, turns out. Again, Tune, if he continues to play well, he can definitely prove me wrong. But, again, that's what I've seen so far. Patrick got open consistently. Yeah, he had a good game. Where was he? He had the 3 for 20 touchdown. Yeah, he made some nice plays. Yeah, when did you where do you start with this defense? Again, run fits were perfect. Pass rush was relentless. Corners, yeah, everything you want there. 38 on first downs. Again, that is absolutely gross. I mean, look at that. 30-8 first down. That's just a complete domination. They absolutely destroyed on time possession. I mean, it was crazy. Also, they're 4-0 at home against AFC opponents so far this season. So, again, hey, if they win the division, get a playoff game, see how that, again, affects the things. But that's all I got for this one. Again, kind of told you how things went.
And those are the anchors of the top-ranked defense in the NFL. The Houston Texans come to Nashville to take on the Titans. The kick. Empty upright. Or you can run it. Mills has it. He's in trouble. And he's sacked back at the 15-yard line. Davis Mills, end zone throw, touchdown, Texans, Nico Collins. Extra pressure coming, 3rd and 10. He's got to get rid of it. He is sacked. The ball is out. And it looks like Will Anderson. Ward throws deep. And a caught inside the 10. Okpakwo. 2nd and goal. Ward rolling, throwing, catch. Out of the end zone. Van Jefferson and a Titans touchdown. Matthew Wright for the win. The kick. Right down Broadway. Through the heart.
And as the Titans tank continues, they put together their best performance against the Texans as they Texans complete their first season sweep against this Titans team. I think for the first time since 2015. It's been a while. But Texans escape Nashville with a 16-13 win on the back of a second straight game-winning drive from Davis Mills. They moved back to 500 for the first time on the season, which is crazy to say, but that's again the case they've been in this year. They have a massive game at home against the Bills on Thursday night. Titans will be where are they even playing this week? They're playing this week. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Maybe they're playing the... Who are they playing? Seattle. That's going to be a fun one to watch. Oof. But for the Texans, what do we got on them? Davis Mills didn't recognize when he was hot. Yeah, he got pressured. It was really bad in some plays, but again, he was still able to figure it out. So honestly, just let him do his thing. 5-2 in their last 7 games as well. Yeah, who runs the ball? Yeah, Woody Marks. I mean, the numbers are not pretty, but on that last drive, he made some big runs to set up that game winner. Nico Collins keeps putting big games together. Again, it was not his best performance, but still something again you could definitely marvel at. All right, this is just not going to be very functional here, but whatever. D carried other than last drive. Yeah, that was very scary on that the Cam Ward drive, but still, they did enough. I mean, they're the best defense in football. They should be able to. What do we got? Will Anderson, yeah, he did cook. He had a big time game. I mean, the pressure rate wasn't astronomical, but the pressure volume definitely was, considering I think he had 15 or 16 critical pass rushing snaps. Yeah, great simulated pressures as well. They did a really good job, again, putting that on Cam Ward, who honestly figured it out. So I got to be but still, that was very impressive. First week versus Titans since 2015. Again, when we're in the midst of a 5-game winning streak versus that team. But still, that's what I got there. Texans, at the end of the day, kind of took care of business. Was it very pretty? No, but they got it done. Titans, though. Ward finally threw a touchdown. Again, I think the first time in a while. Still turning over the ball, but who really cares? What do we got there? Worst 10-game start since... What, do we have a year? No, I don't even know. Worst 10-game start and 1-9 since 1994. They went 2-14 that year. So again, if you're trying to tank, this is definitely the thing to do it. Really broke his fibula or something. Again, prayers for him to recover well. But I would be surprised if he isn't on this team next year. To be honest with you guys, I think he has a $390 million deal. So maybe not. Pollard is the bane of my existence. Yeah, bro, he was so bad. Holy crap. I mean, Tyjae Spears is worse. I'll be honest with you guys. But yeah, Jesus, fantasy, bro, he's brutal. I mean, I should have got Sean Tucker. I'll talk to you guys about that in a little bit. But still, this offense was, yeah, they're so bad, guys. They're again, I'm shocked they scored 13 points. Somebody told this D line that their jaws are on the line because, yeah, they got a lot of pressure. I think it was at least 16 pressures in total. Yeah, 5-game losing streak for the third time in the last 4 seasons. The only year they didn't do that, this dog is PMO. I think it was 2023. But yeah, that's what I got for the Titans. I mean, again, they didn't put up any yards, so guys, their offense is straight up ass, guys, to be honest with you. But that's all I got from you this game. Let's get to our next.
A couple of teams riding losing streaks, desperately seeking a win today as the Packers make the trip out east to take on the New York Giants.
Robinson in motion. Give it to Singletary. On the cut, penetrates and scores. What an opening drive for the Giants behind Jamin again. Willis holds on. Willis rolls and throws, and it's snatched for the touchdown by Watson. Lucas Havrisik playing in his 3rd game for the injured Brandon McManus. Misses a kick for the first time. 10th play of the drive out of a run formation. And Wilson slips through and scores to give Green Bay the lead. They load up the backfield. They give it to Singletary, and he's in. This game is tied. And Koo is going to end up missing it, so that penalty ends. He has done this plenty in his career. Can he get the yard they need? Looking for the push. Parsons is coming. Winston avoids, throws, diving catch, first down. Minutes off the clock as we hit the halfway point of the 4th. It's Winston. It's a touchdown, and this game is tied again. With time, waving receivers around. Off the back foot, he launches it downfield, and it's caught by Savion Williams. Love and a high snap. Floats it. Watson up top. It is caught. Touchdown, Packers.
Dang it! And one of the more upset. Thrilling games of the week. The Packers were able to survive in what was supposed to be a get-right game against the Giants as they advanced to 6-3-1 before they host the Vikings in what is a critical matchup for them next week. But again, Jordan Love got hurt. Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs both at were out at the same time in the game, again, for part of it. So the fact they still were able to, again, put up 27 points and figure this one out was somewhat impressive. Giants fall 2-9. It's now the first time ever they've had back-to-back 2-9 starts. They will be hoping to not lose next week. Guys, I'll tell you guys the Giants right now. Again, like, it's rough here. They got the Lions next week. Like, we'll see what happens. But anyway, for the Packers, first thing to say here, Hafley is going to be the Giants head coach next year. Just a prediction. We'll see what actually happens. Definitely just something to note there. We'll see. Love, yeah, he looked so much better after returning. I mean, the first couple of drives were kind of whatever. I mean, yeah, 13 of 24, 174, 2 touchdowns isn't like crazy stat line, but again, that throw to Savion Williams was an absolute just. That is not many guys are going to ever make, so the fact that he was able to make it kind of tells you what type of talent he has. But obviously, people are still going to talk about how inconsistent he was. It was kind of a tale of when he started and he returned. He was very good after that, though. I mean, there's really no concerns for me. He made basically like 2 or 3 mistakes, and that was it. Even then, they were very minor and nitpicky at best. Yeah, but Josh Jacobs' injury, it did make LaFleur adapt, because a lot of the play calls later in the game were more driven to Jordan make a play than Josh Jacobs will kind of bail us out if we need to kind of get something going, which was pretty cool. It's maybe something you should try to do a little bit more. 5 drops in the first half can't happen. Yeah, that's going to lose you games. I mean, you saw it last week. You're probably going to see it sometime soon, but yeah. Williams' catch was so important. Yeah, again, that was just an amazing throw by Love. Everyone's pick doesn't do his performance justice. He had an absolutely huge game. He made like a lot of plays, like a lot. Like I don't want to compare him to Nick Cross, but him and Nick Cross have very big similarities. Maybe not their coverage ability, but more their dynamic play, which I think is very impressive there. They really weren't in control of this game either, which I think was a little bit of a scary moment for them. Also, hats off to Christian Watson. He had a monster game, 2 touchdowns. Again, the game winner too, so hats off to him there. For the Giants, though, I mean, definitely a disappointing performance. You wanted to win this game, but again, like, what else may I say? Like, there's not much else. Like, offensively, they had a pretty good day. Obviously, Jameis still got over 200 yards, I guess, but the interception was not his fault. It kind of was. But so, Jalen Hyatt, that was just a completely incorrect route. That is a benchable offense there. He is probably their best receiver in terms of separation right now, but that doesn't matter when you freaking make mistakes like that. Yeah, Isaiah Hodgins, I kind of forgot. No, he wasn't even on this team. He was in the freaking, like, Commanders. He was in the freaking XFL or whatever the hell. He was not in the league. He was on his couch before this game. You know, again, back to 2022 with the Giants, you just go out there and put up 57 yards and 5 catches and be their, again, clutch third down guy, which he was that season, too. They ran the ball really well. Yeah, Singletary, yeah, his numbers were a little bit skewed. Again, a lot of his carries were on the goal line, but his best runs were before that. Talon Tracy had a good game as well. I think, again, a little bit skewed actually to the other side. Just want to mention that, but still, Jameis also had a QB sneak. Brian Burns was the only guy. Yeah, off the edge, getting consistent pressure. Also, Abdul Carter got benched on the first series because he slept through a walkthrough, which, again, is so valid, bro. Those things are boring AF, but still. Dexter Lawrence had one of his better games of the year. Again, doesn't show that, but he was very effective. But, yes, Brian Burns is the only guy doing much of anything right now, which is a little bit of an issue. Obviously, again, Dexter Lawrence is doing his thing, but that's a different thing. Secondary was surprisingly good. Yeah, they were very good. One of their better games this season. I was very pleasantly surprised with that. Yeah, again, all about the Hyatt thing. But realistically, guys, this game was definitely the Packers to lose, and they did not indeed lose it. So, again, tough end for the Giants, but again, at least you were competitive this week, even though you blew it once again. Next game was, oh my goodness, this game was wild.
From Atlanta, it's that point in the season where you declare if you have playoff possibilities. The Falcons have lost 4 in a row after opening 3-2. Young keeps it, slings it into traffic right at the goal line, and McMillan is in. 3. It's Robinson, and he breaks 2 tackles. Oh my! Bryce Young, a long opportunity to survey. Pressure coming anyway. It's Bowman. Everybody knew it was going to happen. Grew up a Falcons fan. Atlanta here goes to Robinson, and an easy touchdown. Algier seeking the end zone, and he bowling balls in for the touchdowns. Clean pocket for Young. Another deep shot down the left side. He drops it in for Lee Gett. Kickoff a little bit short. Brooks picks it up, and Brooks loses the football. It's down on the ground. Let's see. Down on the tailback. Bryce Young on the roll. He pumps. He leads and he's down. Tailback. Hand it off, and after all that, Carolina does move the chains. Falls, holding onto the ball. He's down. He's touched. And Atlanta gets the stop. Young. Light rush for Atlanta. Bryce Young steps and throws. He's got it to McMillan. Touchdown, Carolina. With $1:08 to go. Young lobbing it. End zone. That's Coker for 2. Away to break that. Zane Gonzalez, his second game for the Falcons this year. It is on the way. It's leaking. And it is good. It's caught by Tremble, who turns upfield. Tremble breaks away. Tommy Tremble inside the 15 from 28, and Carolina has won.
I'm gonna be fully transparent with you guys here. I was pretty elated for the Rams on the Penix injury. I understand that is not the way to think about it, but that was my initial reaction. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But, in all seriousness, for Michael Penix specifically, as a human, that is brutal. There's no way to put it, other way to put it. I mean, that just sucks. You look at his right, it was his right knee, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I don't want to mess this up. I think it was his right knee. Tore his ACL right knee twice in college. At Indiana, he did it. I think he did it again. I think he did it twice at Indiana. One was in 2020. I think he did it again in 2021. He did it twice. Tore his right ACL twice. Now there is very real suspicion and very real possibility and rumors. Again, rumors and suspicion. So real possibility they tore his left ACL. That is something that is very real. And again, considering he's pushing off his back leg, and again, the fact that his right knee is cooked, that is something very real. That again, it was at risk just because of the nature of how your body, the orthopedics work there. But that's what I'll say there. It sucks. It's awful. But for the Rams guys, there's a chance to get the #1 pick here. I mean, Kirk Cousins, bro, he's doing his thing. But yes, it sucks. Again, Falcons fans, that's brutal. Michael Penix, again, I pray that you are able to become just healthy again, and hopefully you can no more knee issues. Which again is not gonna. I gotta be honest, guys, it's probably gonna happen if we're gonna be realistic. But hopefully he's able to at least be healthy. That's what I'll say there. It's awful, but Michael Penix, wish the best for you, bro. Now to this game. It was not real. I mean, it was almost as made up as that game they played back in 2022. If you don't remember, PJ Walker, yeah, that's pretty niche there. Good pull too. But again, you look back to that game where he threw a Hail Mary to DJ Moore. Again, crazy games there. This one also went to OT though. Again, I don't know what it is, but Bryce Young is only good against the Falcons. He put 5 touchdowns on them last year in Week 18 to eliminate them from the playoffs. Essentially, I mean the Bucs won, but still. And I got Bryce Young throwing for a franchise record in yardage. I mean, just absolutely crazy. After a week, he was probably the worst quarterback we've ever seen. Rico Dowdle couldn't run the ball. That is something that is a major concern right now. Again, they are not figuring out how to run the ball to shotgun, and that's really hurting them right now. That's got to be an element to their game, because if it's not, everyone's just going to stack the box and completely fit their run scheme, which is a big issue. And they're still trying to make adjustments, though. Also, Panthers are over 500 through 11 games the first time since 2018. That season, they did go on a little bit of a losing streak. So if they do win next week against the Niners on Monday night, which is not going to happen. But they do. They're all the best record through that stretch since, was it 2017, actually. Last time they made the playoffs. Falcons, though, they fought a 3-7. They're on a 5-game losing streak. They're, again, real heater right now for them. They'll be hopefully not getting blown out next week against the... Well, I got to get this, right? Saints, they're on the road, so that's an absolute take, well, guys. Holy crap. Anyway, though, yeah, hadn't thrown for over 300 yards before today in his career. That's crazy for Bryce Young. He threw over, beat his record by 110 yards, a career high. Ted is so good. He had a monster game. Is this consistent? Nah, and it's not going to happen consistently. But again, he at least was big. Trevor made it when it counts. He had a 54-yard catch. Absolutely monster play there. Also, it's their 3rd sweep ever versus the Falcons. It's their first time they did it since 2013. Second, the only good part of defense. Yeah, as a whole, I mean, there were definitely some instances of not great play back there, but overall they were pretty decent. And again, the rest of the defense was crap. Also, first time over 5. I already talked about that. All right, for the Falcons, not too much to talk about. Again, their season's over. I think we can definitively say that now. Michael Penix had a good game when he was out there. Yeah. I love this team, though, because, again, they traded us the first round pick. I mean, it's just kind of hard for me to tell you guys the truth here. So, the Rams offense didn't have a good game. This definitely helped. But, again, that's just messed up. Like, we all know that. So, that's what I'll say there. They're just not competent. I mean, that's the best way to put it. Again, the freaking coaches and stuff. Again, their season's over. So, like, is there really any point in me telling these takeaways? Probably not. Yeah, they did penetrate basically well. Their defense did a really good job with pressure. Again, it was more pressure, just scooting back and making crazy throws. Also, their longest losing streak since they started 0-5 and since their 2 5-game losing streaks in 2020. Didn't do enough on third down either. I think that's definitely something to talk about. They went 4 of 11. That was, again, definitely late in the game. That was an issue. And you see how these rookies and second years perform. Again, continue to play on defense. That's definitely, again, like the essential look at if you're a Falcons fan for the rest of the season. But with all that said, Michael Penix, prayers to you, and that's all I got from this game.
Here from Minneapolis, we've got an NFC North showdown for you. The 6-3 Bears taking on the 4-5 Vikings in weeks.
McCarthy lets it go deep. Oh, in and out of the hands right there for Addison. First and goal. Monunga gets it and walks in. Touchdown. Another play action. Pressure coming. McCarthy steps up, throws, and it's intercepted by Byard. McCarthy going deep. 4-0. End zone. Intercepted. It's Price. Returnable. Price to the outside. Look out. Miles Price. Mason likes to tackle Jordan Mason. And touchdown Vikings. Santos from 45 yards out. Kicks it up. And no good. Blitz coming. McCarthy sees it. Throws. Caught for a first down. Addison hangs on and the Vikings stay alive. Here's McCarthy. Looking. Firing. End zone. Touchdown! Looks for a block. Oh, big room! Duvernay, look at this! Across the 50, and a huge return. Santos puts it up, and it is good!
So, unlike the past Bears games, I mean, them and the Broncos are just in their own world right now. Except the Broncos actually kind of shut me up this week. But anyway, for the Bears, unlike last week, they didn't really get outplayed in this game. They actually did much more of the outplaying. But since they are the Bears, they got to make things interesting, which I honestly appreciate. They had to come back in this game. Oh, God, that's so bad. But still, they moved to 7-3. It's their best record through 10 games since 2018. They will be hosting the Steelers next week and a chance to get to 8-3, which will be very, very good for them. Vikings, I mean, yeah, they're kind of a dumpster fire. Back-to-back losses now at home. They're now 4-6. They have a must-win in Green Bay next week. Again, at Lambeau, which, again, they've definitely won sometimes. For Caleb Williams, the numbers, I'm not going to be like one of those people like, oh, yeah, the numbers aren't, they don't tell you the story. He sucked. He was awesome. I don't think that's fair. He did make most of his passes were in the right spot at the right time, which is like, oh, that's what a quarterback's supposed to do. But there were definitely some meat left on the bone in this game for him. I just wanted to say that. That's where I see things with him right now, because he is making mostly the correct reads. The progressions are a little bit off, but still, he's going the right direction there. Again, you can't make this up for this team, though. Yeah, they could be in first place. No, they are in first place. What am I talking about? They are now first freaking place in the NFC North. What is going on, guys? This is honestly crazy for me. Special teams weren't ideal. Again, I understand they won them the game. The kick return and then the field goal from Carlos Santos, which barely went in. But there were definitely some struggles here. Again, he missed a field goal. Also, the special teams unit as a whole definitely had their worst game of the season. Caleb was all over the place. Again, it's not great. I think on film I was a little bit overreacting to that, but still, he did enough. First win versus the Vikings since Week 12 of 2023 when they won them in an absolute stinker. Swift finally did something. Yeah, he's not their best running back, but again, they're going to use him as that. Kyle Monangai got absolutely stuffed. He most of his carries from the red zone, though, to be honest with you. D wasn't even challenged. Yeah, they didn't really have to do much in this game. I will say they weren't awesome in coverage, but their pass rush was effective enough, even though they didn't get a sack. I think they might have only had, 9 pressures in total. That might be a little bit nice. It was enough. They penetrated somewhat. Ben Johnson called a weird game. Yeah, I don't love his calling in this game, but it wasn't the worst. For the Vikings now, J.J. McCarthy is absolutely terrible. I mean, I already told you guys that 1,000 times. He should have got benched. Oh, he's a young... Guys, he's awful. What else do you guys need to see? Hideous throwing motion. His mechanics are cooked. He doesn't have a great arm. He makes horrible reads. Like, I don't even know what to tell you guys. Crazy final drive there, but like, Jesus, he's awful. But yeah, D Fuller, like, launch here on that special teams. Again, at the end of the game there. Great explosiveness through man ISO run scheme. That is something that they do need to prioritize going the rest of the season because they did have a big advantage there. Turner and Van Ginkel played well without Grenard. Yeah, John Grenard not being out there definitely showed it. It was definitely missed. They were definitely missing something there, but honestly, I don't even care because they got consistent pressure. Blake Cashman had his best game of the season as well. Can't put good performances together. Yeah, they're just not doing it right now. Oh yeah, Cashman does were exploiting coverage. I will say that Cashman, he was great against the run overall, but still, neither one of these guys had their greatest games in coverage. And the reason I say exploited is because it wasn't like they got exposed. We all know they're not great in coverage, but again, exploited is like, usually you're not going to exploit a guy like Patterson. We all know that, but there's good corners. Like, again, Jalen Ramsey back in, like, 2021, he was exploited by the Bengals in that Super Bowl. It wasn't like he was exposed, because obviously he wasn't, but there were definitely some plays where they kind of put him in conflict. Third down pass patterns weren't fluid. Yeah, I don't know what the hell they were doing. I mean, Justin Jefferson genuinely had a right to be crashed out there. Darius Shaw had one of his better games this year. I don't think he was awesome, but again, at least he was consistent, considering that's not something that the Vikings have really seen at all from many positions at all this year. So, yeah, this game kind of went as you might have expected. The Bears dominated top position. Probably should have won this game much earlier than they did, but that's how it ended.
The NFL on CBS brings us to Orchard Park, New York, getting you ready for the Buccaneers and the Bills.
The backfield, another one blocked. Look out! Allen gets out of there. He floats it, ill-advised, and it's picked off. Allen does it himself. Touchdown, Buffalo. Tucker in at running back. Mayfield, he's going to run it in for the touchdown. Hey, Allen on 3rd and 3. Only a 3-man rush from the Bucs. Allen buys time. He's going to toss it downfield. Open man. Caught by Shavers. Now in his 3rd year with the team. On a give for Tucker. Tucker's got blockers. Tucker is going down the sideline. And Tucker is gone. They need 2 yards. Allen will throw. It's popped up. And it's picked off. Quick hitter. Ty Johnson creates after the catch. Big gain. Down the sideline. Ty Johnson. Across the line there. Dixon pops it in the air. It's handled by Hartman, and he loses the ball. The Buccaneers jump on it. Tucker in the backfield. Give it to him. Tucker taking it to the outside. And Tucker has got it for the touchdown. 2 teams have played. Mayfield, step, throw, intercepted. It gets picked up by Bishop. Now with 3:53 to go in the 3rd. Allen steps up, delivers downfield, separation, catch made, touchdown, James Cook. 101 yards on the ground. Shotgun. Mayfield's going to throw for it, and he's got his man in stride. Sean Tucker breaks away for the touchdown. Touchdown. He might do it again. And does. Touchdown, Bills. In 3. Allen is going to keep it. Josh Allen inside the 5. They're going to push him in. Hager. Buffalo. Mayfield. Protection holds up. Now it doesn't, and he fumbles the ball.
And on top of a 6-touchdown MVP performance by Josh Allen, yeah, he's the favorite, definitely. 6-touchdown performance by Josh Allen. The Bills are able to win a monster game, again, versus another division leader. Again, I said I was going to talk about the standings, but I really haven't done that much in this, have I? But, yeah, the Bucs moved to 6-4. They're still a half game up in the division. Not really. But anyway, again, everyone's like, oh, the Patriots, they're so good. The Patriots lose 2 more games, guys. I think the Bills might run the table. They're going to finish 14-3 probably, but hey, who knows what will happen there. Bills then move 7-3. They're still concerning, but 44 points dropped in the Bucs here as they are home. Next week is definitely not the easiest game for them, as they will be. They're playing the freaking. Who are they playing next week? Texans on Thursday night. They lost there last year. It wasn't on a Thursday night, but still. Bucs. Yeah. Next week doesn't really get much easier either. You got the Rams in SoFi, so doesn't look great here again. Everyone, the big takeaways about Todd Bowles sucks. I mean, he's not a great head coach, but like that's a little bit of a overreaction for me. But for the Bucs in this game, Yeah, they're only a half game lead in the division. They were 4-6, 4-7 at the same point the past 3 seasons. Again, they won the division those 3 years. So I mean, again, they're at least in a better spot in that sense. Tucker did what? Yeah, oh my God, he had like 150 yards. It was crazy. He had 3 touchdowns, 34 fantasy points. I again was gonna pick him up. No, I'm joking. I wasn't gonna pick him up. I should have picked him up because I'm doing Bucky on my IR right now. That was just a bad move by my part, or just bad non-move by my part. On my part, man, this defense was awful. They were absolutely atrocious. Again, Rams gave 6 touchdowns to Josh Allen, but like, unless your offense is putting up that many points, like, there's no excuse for being this bad. Baker pick was really ugly. Yeah, it wasn't completely his fault. I don't think the play design was great, and again, they just overall was very confusing concept again to like watch. But at the same time, that was not a good read. Parrish and Severkia Dennis had mixed games. David was all against the run. He didn't do anything in coverage whatsoever. Just blown assignments up the wazoo for Levante. But Jacob Parrish and Severkia Dennis definitely were exploited pretty consistently in this game, or more exposed, to be honest with you guys. Awful on 3rd down as well. At least for the defense, they really just let the Bills do whatever they wanted. I mean, big time conversions left and right. Wide receivers didn't get good looks downfield post-snap. Yeah, it was more of a Mika Buka kind of just settling on his option routes. There was nothing really downfield from him in this game, which I credit the Bills to. Yeah, I guess. Game was too good for this to be the result. Yeah, I'll say the running game was too good. They had 200 rushing yards. There's really no reason they shouldn't have. They dominated time possession as well too. But again, the turnovers were just inexcusable. And the way this defense played when they were on the field was not where they needed to be. All right, next up we got the Bills. Yeah, bro, who is Tyler Shavers? He had the touchdown. I understand that, but like, what was that? Josh with first ever with his second is the second player ever. Again, autogram guys. Don't forget about autogram. Yeah, definitely. But first player in the Super Bowl era with 6 touchdowns of 3 rushing and 3 passing in the same game. He's now done that twice. Just kind of tells you how good he was. He is now tied Cam Newton for the most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback ever in his career at 75. Cook had nothing. He didn't play terrible. He just didn't have much to do in this game. Yeah, Gabe Davis, bro, I kind of forgot he was... He just kind of spawned here again. He went to the Jags last year, was absolutely trash. Now back here, I guess. I suppose the start was everything, and the reason I say the start was because again, a lot of their big plays and more dynamic, not play calls, but occurrences were definitely in that first half. Got to figure out how to about the run defense because this will burn them in the playoffs. They will get their absolute backs blown out if this continues. No Diddy though. Linebackers were a little bit wishy-washy. Yeah, there was definitely they weren't terrible because in coverage they again took care of the business, but like. Jordan Poyer kind of forgot was in this team, was basically playing linebacker in this game. He wasn't awesome. Matt Milano, Terrell Bernard were also not great. Pressure wasn't awesome either. They didn't get, again, really consistent pressure whatsoever. Again, it wasn't... They got some, like, I'll be honest with you guys, they definitely moved the pocket a little bit, but it really wasn't, again, what you wanted from them. Again, Bills got over 400 yards. Again, they 3 turnovers that were definitely a little bit concerning. That's why Josh Allen will not be winning MVP because they're turning the ball too much. But that's all I got from here. Our next game, before we get to the other game where a lot of turnovers happened, was definitely a blowout.
Week 1. The last time the 49ers had Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, Christian McCaffrey, and George Kittle on the field at the same time. Until and more on the one man to beat, and it's the kicker Ryland. He'll blow by him. More on the move to the goal line, lunging and down at the 2. A 98-yard return from the 1. McCaffrey, a jump cut and in for a touchdown. Here's Purdy. Looking for it all. He's got Kittle there. Perfect. It's caught. Touchdown, San Francisco. Arrow for the extra point. And it is blocked. It has been a day of missed extra points in the National Football League. And the handoff. Left side. Got an opening. And in for the touchdown is Bam Knight. Good snap. Good hold, and the kick is got the distance, but it is wide to the left.
Did Max Melton jump into his way as he was releasing?
Here's Purdy, McCaffrey all alone. He'll walk in for a touchdown. And the extra point is no good. Not come back. Here's Brissett in a clean pocket over the middle, and it is intercepted. Malik Mustafa on the roll, throwing on the run, and it's intercepted. Purdy floats it back in the end zone. All alone is George Kittle. 3rd and goal.
Brissett over the middle to the 5, to the 2, to the 1, and in is Elijah Higgins, but the ball's out. Full of last year on the practice squad. Brissett to the end zone, fits it in for the touchdown. To first and goal, toss play, McCaffrey, blockers in front, breaks a tackle, touchdown, Christian McCaffrey, the cherry on top. 2nd and 6, Brissett to the end zone, open is Dortch for the touchdown.
And in a game which, garbage time, Brissett, Jacoby Brissett, that is, tied or broke, I don't freaking know. He set some record for completions in a game. I think so. I gotta check this. Steelers, Browns, wild card. 2021. Does that do anything? There we go. No, he tied it because in the playoffs, Roethlisberger completely. This is an insane stat line, guys. Like, if any player in NFL history ever does this again, like, I'd love to see that. This again was when the Steelers got blown out in the playoffs, and they had a pretty eventful game there. But still, Brissett sets a regular season record for most completions in a game. Niners again ties the overall record. Niners, though, they're actual winners in this game as they send the Cardinals to their second straight blowout losses. This game at one point was 35-10. They moved to 7-4, put up their first most points of the game in the season, and definitely a bounce back affair for them. They have the Panthers this week, next week for again an extra day to prepare for that one on Monday Night Football. Cardinals will be playing the Jags at home next week in what will definitely be a rough game on their part if the Jags defense actually shows up. But anyway, for the Niners, there's really only one thing I actually talk about, and I really want to preface this the right way because I don't want you guys to, cancel me or something. Oh, but still, this is what I gotta say. I want to address Ricky Pearsall. Obviously, him getting shot and injuries are the priority over, again, the fact that, like, if we think about, obviously that's more important. We all know that. But other than a meaningless 100-yard game, I'll show you guys it. Lions, 49ers, 2024. Where was it? Other than a meaningless game here, he had 141 yards, 8 catches, and a touchdown. It's meaningless. Again, the game didn't freaking matter. Again, against Detroit last year, Pearsall hasn't done anything. Again, I want to see him do as good as anyone, especially with the Niners' opportunity coming up. Very easy schedule. I want to see him succeed so bad, but I wanted to say it was important again to mention that he hasn't done anything in his career yet. Again, everyone's talking about, oh, he's back. Whoa, look at this thing. He has, again, injuries. Again, him getting shot freaking before last season. Oh, again, those are the reasons that he hasn't again had the start to his career he would have wanted. But still, has not done anything yet. Again, ready for it all. But again, we want to put that out there. He has not done anything yet. All right. Game was literally on the was over on the kickoff, and then Kittle has put back-to-back good games together, and also the second year I guess that I bounced back. I mean, statistically they didn't, but realistically they probably did. Cardinals, Brissett did his thing. They didn't run the ball. This team played themselves out of this game, and it was just all the freaking penalties. They had like 17. It was ridiculous. Yeah, that's actually insane. 70 penalties for 130 yards. Michael Wilson, he had a freaking monster game. Jesus, 85 yards and 15 catches, like crazy stat line there. But other than that. Yeah, worst record through 10 games with Kyler Murray starting week 1. Again, 2023 was kind of a lost year, but other than that, they literally haven't had a worse record. 3-7 is their worst record through 10 games. I mean, again, 2022 they were 4-6, but still, technically not 3-7 there. Outgained by the Niners by 200 yards in this game. All of that was garbage stats, but still. Back-to-back blowouts, again, with multiple turnovers after losing by 4 or less points in every other loss before. I mean, they're still losing games, but again, they're definitely losing these games in a lot more less competitive fashion recently. But that's all I got from this one.
Welcome to Los Angeles in this highly anticipated matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the LA Rams. It's a fake and a pass. Stafford throws incomplete on 4th down. They run it with Williams, and he's got a touchdown.
Goals against good teams get you beat.
Stretch play. Williams has a seam and more. Cuts it back. Inside the 10. Inside the 5. You can beat. Stafford has Adams this time. It's a touchdown.
Draft a young offensive lineman like Zabel because he's about as good as a young lineman we've seen in years.
Here's a fade. Looking downfield for Smith and Chipmunk, who plucked it with one hand.
Have to improve their tackling.
2nd and 10. There's Nakua. Ball is out. It is recovered by Seattle.
Great day out of 11 for the Rams.
Bootleg. Stafford has Parkinson. Colby Parkinson breaks a tackle and another for a touchdown. It's Walker. It is a touchdown. The first of the day for the Seahawks. Wiggle room is gone.
Man, this game should not have ended the way it was. But again, in the battle of the best two teams in football, in the battle for first, again, at least now, the rights to the top of the NFC West, the Rams were able to prevail and hang on against Seattle 21-19, in which their offense did absolutely nothing. Holy crap, they only had one scoring drive in this game of legitimacy. Matt Stafford didn't do crap. Their offense couldn't do anything through the air. Again, they decided not to run the ball with Kyren Williams, too. So, I mean, again, great offensive performance in the Rams. But, again, their defense played absolutely bonkers. As y'all know, as they, again, took Sam Darnold to the tune of 4 turnovers. And the Seahawks, they snapped their road winning streak that had dated back to Week 4 of last year versus Detroit. They got 42 points in that game, so again, this was definitely a little bit more disappointing. Anyway, though, as you guys can see, this was in the division standings now. The Rams will be playing in Seattle in Week 16 on Thursday night. Again, bring you guys very close to the end of that regular season. Again, I honestly think will be a clinching game for either one of these teams in the division. Probably for the Rams, though. Speaking of the Rams, they have a Sunday nighter next week against the Bucs, which will hopefully be, for their offense at least, be a get-right game. Seattle will be heading to Nashville to take on the Titans, and what will definitely be a get-right game for them. But for Seattle, what do we got here? Third Sam Darnold game of seeing ghosts. That's now his third game ever with 4 interceptions. Again, we all know about the seeing ghosts games against the Patriots. I couldn't tell you the other time he threw 4 picks, but this game he did. All 4 of them had their own problems, but again, all you guys need to know is he was just completely ineffective off play action, and that's not going to really get it done for him. First, again, I already talked about that. Also, again, credit to this freaking defense, guys. They're absolutely gross. Secondary has elite talents at every single spot when they're playing together. I'm not going to act like, again, a guy like Kobe Bryant is like an elite player. He's not, but when he is playing with this defense and they're all in rhythm, he does play like one of those guys. So just want to put that. They absolutely shut down this Rams passing game. Also, they outgained the Rams by over 450 yards in this game. This is a game that they should have won by multiple scores. But again, turnovers, which have been a big issue for them in the past 4 games, have continued to, again, kind of snowball. They didn't run the ball very well. The numbers don't look bad, but it was not an effective part of their game plan. Couldn't generate explosive plays either. Again, outside that JSN play, nothing was there. Again, play the game. Again, told you how hard it was to get big plays in this game. Didn't get in the end zone until the last 3 minutes as well. It speaks to the Rams' defense. Kupp had a make-believe touchdown, which was pretty funny. Again, I think his only catches came on the last, second to last drive there. Darnold did shit his pants. He did get them Sora in the position to win. Also, this defense is one of 4 that can completely take over a game, and that's when their offense isn't opening the bakery in terms of like the bakery's open with all those turnovers. Also, why are their number they show why they're number 2 with the team in the league. Even though they turned over the ball 4 times, they kept this game very close. Jason Myers, tough end of the game, but again, love him. Same thing as 2023 with that. Now moving over to the Rams, they proved how good they really can be. At least for the defense, I'm really just concerned though, because again, as good as this defense played, there's no way we win a game like this the rest of the season. There's just no way. Again, do not see it happening. Extremely lucky for the Rams in this one. Forrest breakup, the Forrest breakup on that touchdown throw to Rashid Shaheed, and then the Poona Ford tip there on the last drive. Those were the 2 biggest plays I think I saw from this defense this game that will never be talked about the rest of the season. Ethan Nevin's punt was magnificent. I mean, there's no other way to put it. That was the best punt I've ever seen. Best 10-game record since 2018. They have never been the 1 seed under McVay. They're 8-2 so far. Again, that 2018 season they went 9-1. Ended up losing losing 2 straight there. Again, that cost them the number 1 seed again, as the Saints were the only other team to beat them, and they had the same record, so they got that number 1 seed that year. Again, also the no call and all that. So honestly, don't care about that. Offense was extremely concerning, but they did have a way out running the ball with Kyren. Again, the run block is really good. But again, they just didn't run the ball with Kyren when they needed to. Again, 12 carries is ridiculous. Blake Corum was absolutely atrocious. What else am I going to tell you guys? It is ridiculous that they got their work share they did. Kitchens, 2 interceptions, makes it 4 out of his 6 career interceptions versus Seahawks. He owns them. Mevis also had 1 versus Cardinals last year to clinch the division. Technically, I think it wasn't clinch the division, but it was a big play. Mevis didn't have to kick a field goal. Again, that's definitely something to watch there. Adams was way off. He had his worst game of the season. He did have a touchdown, though, so again, game is game like that. Smith leaving wasn't talked about enough. I think, again, even though it's not really, he's just like a freaking role player. He doesn't play in this offense at all. I think, again, he was definitely going to be a little more have a dynamic role this week. They obviously didn't get to happen. Also, the Quentin Lake injury for this Rams defense, not many people know who he is. He is one of the most important players in this Rams defense. Major injury there. If that injury is serious, I think that will definitely burn them. But other than that, that's all I got from this one, guys. It was at the end of the day, it was the two best teams in the league scoring off. Obviously, both offenses struggled mightily. Rams offense, though, you need to just throw the ball around the yard next week. I need to see a lot more aggression. Sean McVay's game plan was not good enough.
On a windy day in Cleveland, we've got an AFC North battle between the Ravens and the Browns. Wester calls for a fair catch, and he lost it. And the Browns recover. Loss of 9. Mitchell dropped it, picked off. Devin Bush on the return. Bush still going. Touchdown. Lamar throwing on the run. Zay Flowers is open. Zay Flowers cuts it upfield at the 10 and caught from behind.
Than a runner here.
Henry up the middle, pushing forward, touchdown!
Season in practice that now you get a chance to go out there and execute.
3rd down and 10, Sanders takes a big hit, and he's picked off! Intercepted on the play! Play action, Lamar's pass, batted up in the air, and it is picked off! Derrick Henry on 1st down, Henry flying through! There goes Henry! Does he have the wheels to get there? Henry tripped up at the 10. Andrews spinning away, and there he goes! Andrews all the way! Touchdown!
Alright, one of the more sloppy games of the day, and Shedeur Sanders' debut, the Ravens survive a game against the Cleveland Browns that I thought, again, like last year, I'm like, there's a chance they upset them. Again, the Ravens were actually able to hold on this time, though, as they have now moved on to their 4th straight win. But for their 3rd straight game, they have now gotten outplayed. Look back at that Dolphins game, they definitely got outplayed. Not definitely, they got outplayed in that game, despite winning that one 28-6. Last week, they barely beat the Vikings. This week, they really barely beat the Browns. And again, the Browns had 2 rookie quarterbacks that didn't know what the hell they were doing out there. So, honestly, guys, again, if you're a Ravens fan, I'd definitely be a little bit concerned. They cannot place anywhere similar to this week against the Jets, or they will probably win. I'm joking. They're going to beat the Jets next week. There's no concern about that. But still, there's going to be 2 games coming up that they're going to have to figure things out there. Browns, they'll fall to 2-8. They will continue their tank as they will be, hopefully, again, cheering on Myles Garrett as they go into, again, their game next week against the... Who are they playing next week? The freaking Raiders. Yeah, they're playing the Raiders. Oh, it's such a bad game. But, yes. For the Ravens, they move back to 500 for the first time this season. No, second time. Sweep the Browns for the first time since 2020, if I'm not mistaken. That year they were pretty in there. But for the Ravens, pretty concerning effort. But still going to find themselves at 500. Lamar pick was absolutely was definitely skewed as it was Keaton Mitchell who made that play, and he's also unplayable. It was unplayable in this game. He was absolutely trash. Again, the rushing numbers aren't terrible, but it's definitely generous considering how bad he was as a receiver and as a pass blocker in this game. Derrick had his best game in weeks. Yeah, 103 yards, touchdown, broke off a 59-yard run, which I wish was a touchdown. Andrews' play was definitely creative, as again most creative plays the Ravens had all season on the 35-yard 4th and 1 game-winning touchdown. This defense has to fix their tackling. Yeah, the tackling was atrocious in this game, guys. It was really bad. But at the same time, like they figured it out at the end there. Also, they went 3-0 on this long road trip after again not winning a road game prior. And so far this season, they will be returning home next week against the Jets. 3 of 9 in the red zone the past 2 games. That is not going to stick there. Where was consistency in the passing game? And the O-line was awful and prolonged pass designs. Yeah, I will say Lamar didn't really have his really true freedom in this game, probably because the receivers were winking open. Also, the offensive line was not doing what they needed to up front. But that's all I have for the Ravens. They won the game like they were supposed to. For the Browns, I think they should start Shedeur Sanders, even though he was absolutely atrocious in this game. He made the big throws. I'm joking. He was terrible, guys. Show why he shouldn't be starting, or even be in the NFL. What? Anyway, though, Dillon Gabriel, he was doing his normal thing when he was out there. He got concussed, though. Running game was not great. As expected, they really tried to bottle that up. As a receiving game, Jerry Jeudy for the 2nd straight week at least got involved, but other than that, really didn't do a ton. Sarek Tillman made a big play earlier, but that's really all I got there. Also, guys, obviously this defense is really good. They showed it in this game. Carson Switzer, outside the last play, was awesome. He also had a big-time pick. But for, where is he? Yeah, Lamar threw 2 picks. That was weird. But anyway, Myles Garrett's on a historic pace. He had 4 sacks once again. He just absolutely owned Lamar. He becomes the first player ever with 4 sacks on Lamar in the single game. But on that, guys, yeah. Also, Miles comes to first player with 12 or more sacks in 6 consecutive seasons. Biggest takeaways from this game: Ravens have not played played a well-rounded game with Lamar since week 2, and even then, let's put it this way: Ravens have not played a well-rounded game with Lamar all season, and the Browns have a really good player named Myles Garrett. There you go.
It's a vitally important game for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. One of the biggest November games they've ever played on the road during his amazing career.
Here's Mims cutting it upfield. This is what we're talking about. Here goes Mims with a block. He's at the 50, and it's a chase. There's an angle. Here's Mahomes on 3rd and 1. They get him for the first time. Looking for options. Trying to get away from Franklin Myers and throws intercepted. That's McMillan with. Maybe it's Sutton time. He's got only 1 catch so far. He's going down the field, and it's caught over the shoulder by Franklin. It's McLaughlin. Straight ahead. Jones has a hold of him. There's a push, and they push him across for the game's first touchdown. And Mahomes going to launch it long, one-on-one coverage, and Thornton makes the catch. Gets to his feet, McMillan, then strength. They're going to ride him. It's Hunt driving, getting some help. 3rd and 6. There's the pass. Caught, breaking the tackles, Kelsey, and Travis takes it to the end zone. He was tied with Priest Holmes. Extra point blocked. Barely beat the play clock. Here comes the blitz, and they got him back at the 14.
Wow, a couple years ago, this might have been considered the mile-high miracle. It definitely was not in this game, as the Broncos have truly shown that the Chiefs are not a team to be feared, as they have now rattled off 8 straight wins. Holy crap! And they're really putting the Chiefs in the blender right here, as they now have a 3.5 game lead for the division. Thank for the Chiefs. The Broncos are going into their bye week, while the Chiefs face a must-win matchup against the Colts next week, and it could very well be telling about how good this team again truly is not. Chiefs are not looking great though. But again, here's my overall look on this. I still think they can pull it off. That odds to being the Chiefs and winning the division, but that sounds very close to delusional. It is delusional. They're not going to win the division, but I don't know, guys. Don't doubt it. Yeah, they're 0-5 in one-score games, though. That can't continue. If it does, they are done. Also, I'll be honest with you guys. This Chiefs team is different. It's not in a good way either. It doesn't feel like again. I'm not say, what's common with these Chiefs teams? They pull out wins. Not happening this year, guys. It, again, just feels different. Mahomes wasn't enough. His interception in the last drive can't be what defines this team. If he can, they got it. They got to figure out these one-score games. Congrats for Kelsey. He brought total touchdown record for the Chiefs. Again, he came out to play. First time ever that this team has been 5-5 with Mahomes. Again, at quarterback. They've at least been 6-4 every other year. Also, they were 6-5. No, they were 5-5 last time in 2015. But yeah, that's all I got for the Chiefs, guys. Defensively, there was definitely some guys that stood out, but nothing pressing, at least right now. We might cover it a little bit in the power rankings. But for the Broncos, Bo Nix he got done in the fourth quarter, guys. It's just that simple. He makes throws when he needs to. 3rd down, big time conversion to Troy Franklin. Again, other big time conversion again on the at the end of the game there. Pat Bryant had a good game. I mean, guys, Bo Nix is definitely, I wouldn't say erratic, but he's not the most accurate. But he just figures it out in the fourth quarter. And again, that's just something there right there. Yeah, I have no idea the last time this team reeled off 8 straight. I think it was back in 2012, but that's really not relevant there. Yeah, they just wanted this game more, and again, it definitely showed up front. The O-line and D-line dominated very much in this one, and that was definitely, again, pretty cool to see. Also, with Vance Joseph, they have held Mahomes 3 of 11 in the red zone since 2023. This is, again, a Chiefs team. They were 2-17 against prior to this game. Also, McMillan, in the past how many years? McMillan is back, 6 tackles, 2 sacks, interception, got burned on the play to Tyquan Thornton, but still, he had a big game. He's making plays, which again you can kind of live with, even with the mistakes in coverage. They have 49 sacks this season, which leads the league. That's being for the Broncos. Also clutch on 3rd down. Good game plan from Sean Payton as well. I love what I saw there. This Broncos game gave me a little more respect. This shows they are capable of beating good teams pretty consistently, which is good. But yeah, please win dominant. against a good defense. That would be cool. But all I got from here, let's get to our last one, which is, of course, Sunday night.
45-degree, blustery November night in beautiful Center City, Philadelphia. Come on, 4 miles south down Broad Street.
Changes it. No way. He can throw it.
Scanning here. It's deflected and intercepted. Oh, the deflection. Cooper to Jean has it. Quick count. They go for it. Gets stopped. And Jomo got him by the left.
Anticipated he was going to stop. Fake.
Bang up the middle. The Eagles ready for it. They stop Brad Stewart. Fake to Gibbs. In the middle. Jameson Williams on the run. Not going to get him. Touchdown. Exacerbates that issue. Wide right. And Hurts surfs over the top and is in for the touchdown. Goff throws in the middle, incomplete for Williams. Quick, Gibbs on the edge. Take it off like a rocket. Jameer Gibbs cuts back inside. Cuts back inside again. Look at Gibbs go! All the way to the 20. Goff looking, throwing, back of the end zone, St. Brown. Yes.
Not even close. The Lions' last chance in this game.
They lined up to go for it again.
Oh, no.
I don't know if he got there.
We suck again.
I don't know if Hurts got there. It is Barkley running inside. Saquon spinning right to the line. He's got the first down, and that'll do it.
And in a loss that sent the Lions out of first place in the division, as they are now a game back of the Bears. And the Eagles, technically the number 1 seed. This definitely was not the best one to watch. Lions, though, fall to the Eagles 16-9. That's pretty nice. Lions, again, like I said, fall to 6-4. They will have a chance to get bounced back once again, like they did last week against the Giants this coming week. Eagles moved 8-2, second 4-game winning streak of the season. They have an opportunity to improve their record against the Cowboys in Dallas. Again, that's next week. For the Lions, first thing I want to talk about is how the secondary did battle up the middle of the field in zone coverage. It made it very hard for Jalen Hurts to see anything there. He rarely throws her anyway, but I just wanted to mention that. Worst through 10 games since 2022 as well. Again, that season I think they were 4-6 maybe. So, again, a little worse here. Or a little better, I guess. Goff did absolutely nothing. He threw a lot of air mails. I don't think Dan Campbell called the greatest game plan. His interception was kind of just whatever. He always has passes tipped anyway. Touchdown was nice, though. Gibbs couldn't get to the second level as a rusher. As a receiver, he absolutely did that. But again, as a rusher, that definitely was limited this offense. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his worst game of the season. He had 2 catches for 42 yards, and really only 1 catch that made any sort of difference there. Also, I need some more creativity from this defensive line. They really don't have anyone. Again, Aiden Hutchinson has had a slow season so far. He has not been the same player we're used to seeing. Still, again, 7.5 sacks, but just not really getting it done so far. And they don't really have another guy that's even close to effective whatsoever. And also, the linebackers have really not played good ball the past couple of weeks. Who is this? Their go-to guy to make a play other than Aiden Hutchinson? Obviously, Brian Branch is the guy you'd look at there, but he really hasn't been that guy this season. I'm not saying he's been bad by any means, but just not really his role so far this season. And then again, a guy like Kirby Joseph, who absolutely has looked to be that guy, he has not been healthy. So they don't really have that identity there, and that is a big issue so far with this defense, despite them realistically playing absolutely fine. For the Eagles, 8-2 start for the 4th straight season or better. They were 9-1 in 2022 and 2023. Hurts is so bad, but he didn't cost him the game, which at the end of the day is all he needs to be able to do, at least in these instances. He did miss wide open Saquon Barkley, where if he just stood in the pocket and made the throw, it would have been a touchdown instead of rolling out and throwing on the run, where he's not always the greatest. AJ Brown got the ball again. You can't complain about this. He got really good. He got the right looks, maybe not the greatest looks, but definitely the right ones in this game. From what I saw on tape. Also, it's up to him to get open. It's that simple. He can be given the route tree. He can be given the right ideas, but at the end of the day, he's got to get open. Jalen Phillips is this team's X factor. I don't even know how Howie Roseman pulled that off. He had a sack in this game. He had like 7 pressures. He absolutely took this game over. The Kobe Dean was absolutely electric as well. It's the best we've ever seen him. Also, they have the number 1 seed for now. Can clinch the division. Again, this is just an overall scenario for the Eagles. You'll get to see it. If the Cowboys lose tonight against the Raiders on Monday Night Football, the Eagles and then the Eagles win this coming week against the Cowboys is if the Chiefs beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, which again is a week from Thursday. The Eagles have the NFC East clinch before Thanksgiving, right after Thanksgiving, before Thanksgiving night, the Thanksgiving night game, which I can tell you the last time that's happened. Last year, the Bills clinched the AFC East on Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving night, on that Thursday night game after Thanksgiving. So again, very close to that. But again, that's how the Eagles can clinch the division, which is absolutely insane to think that this early in the season. But other than that, that's all I got for you guys here in Week 11 Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed all these games. Definitely didn't, again, get the games you might have wanted in terms of, again, the big headliners, but most of them were still close. Most of them still came down to the wire. And that's all I really got for you guys here. I hope you guys enjoy your Monday night. Get ready for that stinker of a Raiders-Cowboys game. But if you're an Eagles fan, you know who you're rooting for, obviously. And I will be seeing you guys tomorrow for the recap of that one. But other than that, enjoy your night.
There's an interception on the first play thereafter. Eli Bowen down the sideline. He may go. Ty Simpson back.